Hey everyone, Alex here. This video is for you if you want a life that's in line with your true nature. A life where you do what lights you up, you do what you love, you do what has you feeling passionate every day and makes you want to jump out of bed every day because you're needed, you're helping people, and you're creatively expressing the deepest parts of your soul, and you're being financially supported in that. It's for you if you're now serious about that. This video isn't for you if you don't want to be of service to others, you're not willing to focus, you're not open to new information, or you want to spiritually bypass all your fears and your heart desires. This video isn't going to have flashy B-roll to keep you entertained. It's going to be raw, brutally honest, straight to the point, practical, and actionable. And I guarantee that if you pay close attention, absorb all the information, and put it into action, it's going to change your life in an unimaginably awesome way. Why listen to me? Because I wasn't born into wealth and opportunity. I came from a poor family. I quit one college and failed the other. And after my teenage dreams of being a graphic designer or a musician, I ended up working for 15 years as a qualified electrician, but I was unblocking toilets and fixing door handles in a supermarket and getting crap all over myself and being tracked and traced all the time, which is great for those who want to do it, but I most definitely didn't. And I didn't know anything about money or business. Simply looking at a calendar triggered a lot of anxiety, and I was riddled with addiction, crippling fears, and limiting beliefs. But then my 10-year relationship fell apart, leaving my life in tatters, and I was pushed to make a big change. A couple of years later, after a ton of learning and growth, I quit my job, went full-time on my coaching business, went traveling, and I've been doing that ever since. And I'm going to condense everything I learned into a step-by-step guide to escape wage slavery and create a life on your own terms. At this point, it's a good idea to take notes and watch this part of the video several times. Step 1. Connect to what you love, but specifically what gives you sustained energy. Put all your limiting beliefs and fears aside for a moment. Imagine there were no limits. Imagine you had all the time and money in the world. What do you think about or imagine that gives you energy? It doesn't always have to be positive energy. It can be. It can be the love of beautiful creative expression, but it could also be anger, which, when you're conscious about it, isn't really anger as such because it's not personal. It's just energy. It's the feeling something has to be done about this. Maybe you think about an injustice that's going on in the world. Maybe you think about certain people or animals suffering, and you know that there's something that they need or something that can be done about it. I've seen so many people close to me have their mental health and state of mind worsened by brutal pharmacological interventions and misguided therapies, and so many people following spiritual gurus into the same ego traps that they were hoping to escape. And it fires me up. It lights me up to speak a different message, to offer different solutions. And I've experienced so much fear and anxiety that I don't want anyone else to have to unnecessarily experience that or be limited by it like I was. And so, this is a source of sustainable movement and energy. What's your version of that? Get underneath all the societal conditioning, all the parental expectations. Allow yourself to imagine and envision with no limitations. Feel what begins to give you energy and the impulse to do something or create something, and dare to go deep into that. Yes, as soon as you do, the mind is going to jump in with, but who am I to do that? But I need this money, or need to learn this thing, or get this qualification first. It's not possible for me, or it's going to be too hard. But guess what? You don't have to listen to that. Keep seeing the limitation, feeling the fear, and going with what your gut and heart says anyway. Step 2. Decide on the problem or problems you want to solve. Ideally, a single problem so your focus isn't scattered, or an umbrella problem that encapsulates several others. If it's more of a creative, artsy thing, decide on the exact thing you're going to provide or rock the world with and make it concrete. So many people can't get their business off the ground because they only try to sell fluffy concepts like transformation, alignment, or support with your spiritual journey. But no one is awake at 3 a.m., lying in their bed in a dark room, staring at the ceiling and crying because they're thinking, I just need alignment. No, they're anxious. They're in pain. They're scared about their crumbling health, whether they can pay all their staff, or whether their relationship and family is about to fall apart. Those are the real problems. Yes, alignment, transformation, awakening, opening your chakras or your third eye can be the book cover, the way in, the interesting and inspiring concept, or the way that people want to shift. But people mostly only want those things because they're suffering and they want something real and concrete that they actually experience or solves their issue. So, lead on the inspiring concepts if that's what you do or how you help people. But when it comes to the heart of it, get to the concrete words of what people want or want to overcome. Words like pain, anxiety, dating, relationships, health, or money. Step 3, make a bold claim. Or if it's more of a creative thing, go big. So many people can't get their business off the ground because they're hedging and they're too afraid to make a bold claim. They say, I'll support your journey. I'll assist you on your path. No. Are you actually going to help them solve their problem, their big challenge? You'll never get noticed if you're not prepared to take on the responsibility of getting stuck into helping someone with something significant and give them the unwavering confidence that they can do it and you can help. Yes, you may not be able to help everyone, but what you can promise is that you will get stuck in with unending determination to help the other person get what they want. It feels scary. It's going to bring up a lot of fear like it did with me, but you can face it and release it. Step 4, stop selling your time. Sell the result and or the experience. Just like I had to, you must get out of the selling your time for money mindset. This is wage slavery matrix mindset that you've been conditioned into. This is why people quit their job, start their own freelance thing, but never get momentum. They think, yeah, I'm going to sell my time and charge $50 or $100 an hour and get all these clients and it's going to be great. And then it's not long before they're burnt out and driven into the ground. Instead, think of how much the result that you offer is worth and what is going to enable you to reinvest in your business, and price your stuff based on that, and think about ways in which you can duplicate the result. For example, if you have a service, can part of it be turned into a product and still solve the problem so that you can give people even more value? And don't try to compete on price. You're not being more ethical. It's just a race to the bottom. And it makes people think what you have isn't valuable and not take it seriously. Instead, create highly valuable offers that solve people's challenges. Support yourself first. And if your stuff isn't accessible to some others, then you create more accessible offers or scholarships or philanthropic things for the less advantaged. When you've supported yourself, you'll never do that if you're trying to be a martyr and pricing yourself into the ground. Step 5, focus on one thing. So many people never get momentum because they have all these ideas and options, and they're trying to do too many things at once. Oh, I can do this marketing thing for these people and these other people. I can do that bit of design work whilst I build this yoga business. No. In order for a rocket to get off the ground, there has to be significant amount of fuel combusted and focused in one specific direction. Otherwise, it's going to be spinning all over the place and crashing to the ground. Just focus on one thing And no matter what happens, keep channeling your focused energy into it. And that will be the thing that finally gets off the ground. Step 6, stop making it about you. Yes, I know it's partially about you, your desires, your needs, doing what you love. But you'll never manifest it and sustainably keep it if it's all about you. And you'll never overcome your fears about taking action if all the focus is on you. Instead of thinking, what if I can't do it? Think, what if these people miss out on my help and keep suffering? Instead of thinking, what do I need to do to close this sale? Think, how can I help this person make them feel more heard and understood than they ever have before? Making it about the other beings too takes you out of your fears and the limited world of me and connect it to what other beings need and want, which is when you can truly help people and receive a monetary exchange for it. Step 7, the work is releasing the fears. The truth is, the only thing that's appearing to hold you back from what you want to do is not that you're lazy, not that you don't know enough yet. It's the fear, anxiety, and trauma. And that's why you procrastinate too. Throughout the entire life of my business, learning what I needed to learn and doing the things has never really been the problem or the hard thing, really. The real intense stuff is going deep into releasing the fears and the perceived limitations. In fact, if you look at this from a more spiritual or conscious perspective, releasing the anger, fear, grief, apathy, lust, and pride, all those suppressed emotions, is really the only thing you have to do, and the rest of it kind of happens automatically. Yes, I know there's this do the work even when you don't want to trope going around at the moment, and there is something to just showing up however you feel, but everything else happens a lot more easily and effortlessly when you're not blocked from action by stress and anxiety. Step 8, regulate your nervous system and generate energy. I could not work an entire day on my business if I didn't have practices to release built up tension and generate new energy. Maybe you don't have to, and you're like a Jack Russell, always raring to go. But on the relative human level, we have bodies that slowly build up tension with effort and have a limited amount of energy. So, like a car, we have to look after and maintain it if we're going to keep it sustainable. If you're working a job where you have to get up super early and it's impractical to work on your business before work, then try meditating or having a nap when you get home from work. Wake back up and then start a new day working on your passion for the evening. That's what I did. And now I often take 10 or 20 minutes here or there throughout the day where I lie on my bed and I simply feel the body from the inside and allow any built up tension to release. And then I set a new intention for the coming tasks. And I do mini breath works throughout the day to release tension and generate new energy. This is one of the ultimate productivity hacks. Step 9, think long term. This is a marathon, not a race. Your thing might explode in a couple of months, but it may take years to compound and reach the tipping point. For most people, it does, and that's absolutely fine. Do this for the journey, not just for the outcomes. And be prepared to learn a lot. Take yourself to podcast and YouTube University. Ask ChatGPT 10,000 questions. We're living in an age where it's all there on your phone, so there's no excuses. Do whatever you need to do to learn what you need to learn, even if you feel absolutely incapable at the moment. Step 10, don't just use your thinking, use your imagination. I've been caught by this trap too. There's these times where you get stuck in thinking, what do I need to do? What do I need to do? But how do I do this? And you're trying to figure everything out with your mind and your thinking. It feels like you're this personal sense of self that's trying to figure it out, and you end up trying to force things. Thinking can be a helpful tool, but most of the time it ends up possessing us. Instead, Use your imagination. Do powerful visualizations and practice them until it feels like you're actually there and the wish is fulfilled. Live in the end and allow life to reverse engineer it from there. If you do a really powerful, heartfelt visualization where it looks and sounds and feels as real as hell, you won't have to think about most of it. You'll just be drawn to the right actions and intuitions and inspirations that lead you towards your vision. The subconscious mind will take over, and your only job really is to trust it, to trust the small, still voice and the subtle hunches. Step 11, be impersonal. I know we have all of this emphasis in society around identity. You've got to build yourself up and be powerful and do what makes you proud. But the truth is, it's never going to be sustained or truly fulfilling if it's on behalf of a heavy sense of self and identity. If it feels like it's me trying to do this thing all the time, that's when you force and effort too much and you get all attached and you get burnt when it all crumbles. Stay present, stay aware of yourself as this simple awareness. Know yourself as more than just this person who's striving and trying to achieve. Allow inspiration and intuition to flow from being awareness. Notice when the personhood comes back in, when it feels like it's me trying to force and get this result, and drop that and feel the suppressed emotions behind it and release them and come back to your true self as this aware presence and allow action to arise from there. This will create a life where you are doing what you truly love. And if after all of this, you're serious about creating a life, doing what you love, but you have some blocks and need some support unlocking things or guidance on what to do, go to speaktoalex.com and book a free call with me or one of my team to talk about solving your challenges. We'll help clarify your vision and challenges to actualizing it. And if we're a good fit to work together, we'll offer you something to help with that. See you in the next video. Peace.